Hello and welcome to this video where we'll be exploring the question of whether you can code PineScript using ChatGPT 3.5. PineScript is a programming language developed by TradingView for creating custom indicators and strategies for trading the financial markets. And ChatGPT 3.5 is a large language model developed by OpenAI which can generate natural language text, among other things. You've probably seen numerous videos about how ChatGPT is taking over the tech space and how you may be at risk of losing your source of income. I'll stick around and find out how true that really is. Let's briefly go over what PineScript is before moving on to the primary subject of this video. TradingView created PineScript, a programming language for building specialized technical indicators and strategies. It is integrated with the TradingView platform and primarily used for financial market analysis. Though similar to other programming languages, PineScript has a special syntax and functions that are only applicable to the financial markets. Okay, so on to the next section. What exactly is ChatGPT 3.5? It's essentially a large language model created by OpenAI, which is capable of generating natural language text and is based on the ChatGPT 3 architecture. It has been trained on a large corpus of text from the internet and is capable of performing a wide range of natural language tasks, which include language translation, text generation, and question answering. Okay, now that we have a basic understanding of what PineScript is and ChatGPT is, let's address the major question of this video. Can you actually code in PineScript using ChatGPT 3.5? The short answer is mostly no, but yes, depending on the context of the question. For starters, you cannot directly code PineScript using ChatGPT 3.5. PineScript is a programming language that requires specific syntax, and ChatGPT 3.5 is not designed to generate that kind of code. However, you can query ChatGPT to answer specific questions such as what input function do I use to get the source of a candlestick, or what type of moving average functions are available in the PineScript language. In short, the best way to use ChatGPT 3.5 is to further develop your skills in PineScript. There are several reasons why ChatGPT is not suitable for coding PineScript, and I'll explain this using some examples. Firstly, as I've said before, PineScript is a programming language that requires a very specific syntax and must be followed in order for the code to work correctly. In most cases, when I ask ChatGPT to answer simple PineScript questions that aren't referenced much on the internet or at all, it assumes I'm asking it a Python question and uses Python syntax instead. This is because the two languages have a very similar syntax, and the ChatGPT model has been trained on a lot more Python data than it has on PineScript data, hence the confusion. For example, when I ask it to create pivot points in PineScript, it will most times use Pythonic code, which will definitely not run on TradingView. Okay, so this is an example of when I asked ChatGPT to build pivot points for me in PineScript that had a look back period of 10. That means it was looking back 10 candles and forward 10 candles to make the pivot points. So this was the solution it gave me, which is mostly done. This is how it's done in Python in data science most of the times, which isn't how you do it in PineScript. There's an inbuilt function in PineScript that would make this very easy to do, but ChatGPT isn't trained on that data, hence why it gave me this type of output. Secondly, PineScript requires a deep understanding of the financial markets and technical analysis in order to create effective indicators and strategies. ChatGPT 3.5 may have some knowledge of the financial markets, but it isn't designed to have the same expertise as a human trader. Comment down below if you believe AI will change the world as we know it. Finally, PineScript requires a high degree of precision and accuracy to be effective. Small errors or mistakes in the code can lead to inaccurate results and possibly costly trades. ChatGPT 3.5 is not designed to create code that meets that level of precision and accuracy. For example, a simple mistake while creating the take profits and stop losses could completely mess up your trades, especially since ChatGPT 3.5 isn't that great when dealing with a lot of mathematical formulas and can easily make numerical mistakes when you least expect it. And here's another example of when I asked ChatGPT to create a PineScript strategy that buys on the 20 SMA, crosses over the 30 SMA, and vice versa for sell options, and to create two options for take profits and stop losses, that is an independent percentage for either the take profit or stop loss, and a fixed risk to reward setting of 2 to 2. And this is the code it gave me. So I'm going to copy this code into the Pine editor and see if it actually works. So this is the script that ChatGPT coded for us, and it's in version 4. This is because ChatGPT is trained until data from 2021, and PineScript version 5 just came out around that time, so it isn't trained on that data, unfortunately. So let's run it and see if it's going to work. Okay, so for starters, it doesn't draw the moving averages, so you can't really see if these signals are accurate themselves. So I'm just going to add two moving averages, simple moving averages. Okay, and I'm going to change them to 20 and 35. And 35. So as you can see, it can't really hold on to positions. Whenever it buys, whenever it buys, it's immediately booted out from the trade because of how it's designed. So as you can see, it's sold here and the stop loss is still there. It bought here and the stop loss is still there and the take profit is still there. So for example, in the independent percentages, I wouldn't use the ATR. The input value is okay, 1% is okay. Instead, I would divide all of this by 100 to actually make it 1%. Yeah, it's still using the ATR for the fixed risk to reward ratio. Okay, this isn't very accurate, to be honest. So this simply means if it's a long trade, this is how you exit the trade. So I decided to fast forward through this segment as I was just coding the functionality of the script itself. So I'm just building the take profits and the stop loss zones using inbuilt functions such as the strategy position average price, which is the price at which the trade was taken, using some mathematical functions that I've built. This will all make sense in a few seconds. So what I'm doing is that I'm using the plot functions to draw a line for the entry of the trade, the take profit, and the stop loss. And then I'll fill those gaps with the colors such as green and red to visually display the distance between the entry and the take profit and the stop loss. This is just visually appealing. It's not important, it's not needed, but I like to use it in my scripts. So I decided to leave this in here in case anyone wants to use this code or any of their scripts. And so that's how you actually make a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and like what ChatGPT coded for us. Yeah, so this is a really bad strategy to use, just plain terrible. In conclusion, while ChatGPT 3.5 is a powerful language model that is capable of generating natural language text, it isn't the best for coding in PineScript. As I've said many times in this video, PineScript requires a specific syntax and structure and a deep understanding of the financial markets and technical analysis to write code efficiently. However, ChatGPT 3.5 is a marvelous tool for learning any programming language and not just PineScript. If you're interested in learning PineScript, the first thing you need to do is smash that subscribe button, like this video, and comment down below what you'd like to see on this channel in the future. You could also hire me as your PineScript developer on Fiverr, Instagram, or via email.